Yeah. Calling. Llamada fuego. I've been walking through the static, feel the signal in my chest. Every step a little louder, every breath a little pressed. No panic, no drama, just heat in the frame. Zapatos en llama, I'm calling your name. Paso lento pero firme, nunca pierdo dirección. Fuego en la suela, ritmo en el corazón. No es suerte, pulso calibrado en la misión. Cuando digo que sube, ya subió la presión. I don't rush, I align. Every move by design. Feel the bass in your spine. Now you locked in the line.
Calling in the flame. Llama name.
Zapatos en llama.
Say my name. Llama fuego.
Calling, don't say no.
Zapatos en llama.
Feel that pressure, let it go. Pressure up, no release. Body lock, mind at peace. Slow burn, then it spikes. Ride the wave when it bites. Fuego sube, no control. Todo vibra en el low. Cuando entra ya lo saben, no hay vuelta, just go. Quiet now. Still calling. Sigue. Don't stop.
Calling in the flame. Llama name.
Zapatos en llama.
Say my name.
Fuego, call me back. Never front, never lag.
Zapatos en llama.
Now the signal don't crack. Llamada. Calling. Fuego. Yeah. Yep. Calling. Go.
I've been walking through the static, feel the signal in my chest. Every step a little louder, every breath a little pressed. No panic, no drama, just heat in the frame. Zapatos en llama.
I'm calling your name. Paso lento pero firme, nunca pierdo dirección. Fuego en la suela, ritmo en el corazón. No es suerte, pulso calibrado en la misión. Cuando digo que sube, ya subió la presión.
I don't rush, I align. Every move by design. Feel the bass in your spine. Now you locked in the line. Calling in the flame. Llama name.
Zapatos en llama.
Say my name.
Fuego, call me back. Never front, never lag.
Zapatos en llama.
Now the signal don't crack. Llamada. Calling. Fuego. Yeah.
Feel that shit, feel the beat don't miss. All raging when the baseline kicks. Hands go up when the flow boy is right left. Sing now, move like this. Feel that shit, feel the beat don't miss. Feel raging when the baseline kicks. Hands go up when the flow boy is right left. Sing now, move like this. Step in the pocket, groove too slick. Halftime bounce with the full-time grip. Whisper tone words with the van I spit. Right each tap when the hi-hats tick. Go. Feel that shit, feel the beat don't move like no. Feel that shit, feel the beat don't move like no. Like this, arps climb, step, ascend. Filters open, bend, extend. Bass grows, low to high, no end. Pressure builds, no break, no mend. Hold that breath, now lean, now shift. more hit, you can't resist. Shift, 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 shift. Feel that shift, beat don't miss. Shift, 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 shift. Feel that shift, oh man. Feel that shift, beat don't miss. Feel that shift, don't miss. Feel that shift, okay. Feel that shift, beat don't miss. Feel that shift, repeat. Feel that shift, go. Yeah. Yo, no, no, no. Yeah. Yo, no, no, no. Yeah, 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 yeah. How I did. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Go, 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 go.
In key. Hold it, feel it, know it. We align, we define, feel it rise, realize. Through the pattern, I hear it in the tone. What once was hidden from me now echoes as my own. Hold it, feel it, know it, know it, know it. Speaks in key. Hold it, feel it, know it. Hold it, feel it, know it.
Not my mind, not your why, not your hand inside my head. You so panicked by the pound, crown to calm is broken dead. Every scream becomes a sermon, every whisper wants control. They prescribe us off to prison, I can feel it in my skull. You dress a lion, lack cold language, bless the blade and call it care. Trade a question for compliance, dose of beatings in the air. But I can hear the static smile and see the pattern in the glue. You want the rune inside my head, I locked the door before you knew. Pressure building, teeth on rail, red light blinking, truth for sale. Every signal, every nail, wind it tight, I will not fail. I'm due to use your abuse. You used to loosen, they loose, I choose. You lose. Cut the seed, refuse the fuse. Not my mind, I choose. You call me crack, call me comic, call me foil, call me gone. And 6 months later, leak it quiet like you knew it all along. Every crazy little warning grows a body, gets a name. Every joke becomes a document, every ash revives the flame. I don't need your holy optics, I don't need your curated cage. I can feel the edit shifting when you try to write my page. Them they the other guy, same hand wearing different gloves, still reaching for the switch inside the fear they mark it love. Pulses racing, black sky hums, boot heel rhythm, chewing gums. Count me out, here it comes. I keep mine when the siren drums. I'm due to use your abuse. You used to loosen and loose, I choose. You lose. Cut the seed, refuse the fuse. Not my mind, I choose. You lose. Your abuse, you used to loosen the nails I choose. You lose. Breaks a loop until the bruise. Not my mind, I choose. You lose. Turns out the kooks were reading clothes.
I don't smoke hope. I don't sip it. I don't sprinkle it in tea. I mainline it. I tie the ribbon tight around tomorrow and push the needle straight into maybe. I learned early how to cook a future in a rusted spoon. A little dream, a little lie, a little room. I watched the sky turn pharmacy blue above my head, and every sunrise sold another promise I could thread. Hope, they said it heals you, but nobody warned me how good it feels when it burns. I run on hopium, straight through the vein, hoping the bloodstream, numbing the pain. I run on hopium, diluted dreams, truth in the distance, or so it seems. Hope, 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 hope. on as they both get close. I chase the shimmer of a better day through broken glass. A phantom promise in a syringe of ifs and past. Some people pray, some people drink, some people vanish inside a screen. I just keep chasing that velvet rush of almost.
The signs and passing cars, reflections bending who we are. Time moves sideways when you stay close enough to drift away.
We don't say it out loud,
but the silence knows how. We're still moving in the afterglow. Hands let go, but the signal holds. Every shadow learns our name. Still moving, not the same. After the glow. Neon slips between our words, promises that never burn. I don't chase what I can't see, but it cheats on following me.
We don't need to define
what keeps pulling us inside. We're still moving in the afterglow. Every beat says don't let go. Every night rewrites the frame. Still moving, not the same.
Hold the moment
before it decides. The same. After the glow. I'm starting to sweat a little bit, but I'm keeping my cool. Heat on skin, eyes don't blink, pulse up high, mind stays thin, tongue on fire, posture still, let it hit. bend, don't spill. Pressure talks, I don't rush. Let it burn, I stay sharp. I keep my cool under flame, still in frame. Still my name, I keep my cool. No display, let it play. I don't sway. Salt on lips, breath is slow. Signal loud, ego low. Every bite cuts the room. I respond, not consume. Body screams, mind decides. I don't leak what's inside. I keep my cool under flame, still in frame. Still my name, I keep my cool. No release, no retreat, only control is numb. It's staying present. Pain is a question I answer clean. Still here. Ask again. I keep my cool. He can try. I don't hide. I don't fight. I keep my cool. Let it rise. Let it die. Sigh out loud. Sweat dries off. Lights stay off. Still talking. Moving on.
Totally rad 80s podcast.
Hey, no chat, just me in the chat. Gents, welcome to another edition of DWO. We've been putting it off for a couple weeks. Glad to see you guys here. No? Nobody's glad to see anybody. Can't hear anyone. Yeah. Why would the sound work? I mean,
But Jimmy, I've got you. Can you hear me?
I got you, sir. Joshua.
Josh appears to still be a no-go. Jeremy, do you have either one of us?
Well, Jeremy can hear us. I know there's usually a problem with Jeremy's settings at the very beginning. I've noticed. This is a thing, yeah. So he'll click in here soon. I don't know if, but this is riveting, man. The way we start a show with technical difficulties, every single show, it's awesome. It's going to be a staple. It's like a Jeremy's what is happening moment.
I think Josh just decided to lick the camera.
Were you, Josh, licking the camera?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we got Jeremy now.
Jeremy's live.
Josh
Rack's still muted.
He's almost there. Sometimes I think it's the Streamlabs software, like the Gremlins, hooking lines. It's like an old 1920s board where they're hooking lines like this. Yeah.
The little girl on Hee Haw, she used to run the operator in Cornfield County, and she would connect all the phones together.
Judy hooked me through to the police station.
Right.
Right away. That probably should be bleeped out anyways, if I had to guess.
What should be?
Whatever Josh just muttered.
Yeah. He's going to get it. I mean,
sir, this is a family show.
There, and usually jumping out and jumping back in is the protocol. And I saw him jump in. Let's see if we can get him here. There's Rack. Put Josh on the stream. Welcome.
You gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself.
There he is.
All right.
All right.
We are complete.
So,
all right, guys. Good night. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So, what's going on? What's going on this week with you guys? Or these last couple of weeks?
Nothing
What's
here.
What's happening, Kane? Anything going on?
I wild price changes throughout specialty retail and wondering whether or not everybody's going to be able to afford gas. But I am selling gas cans like it's cool. I don't think there's anything that's going to come of it. But yeah.
Is there an apocalypse coming or something?
No, there's not. That's the funny part.
Okay. Are people acting like an apocalypse is coming? I guess that's a better question.
Well, yes. That's generally.
Well, we were supposed to get aliens, right? Weren't we going to get aliens over Easter weekend?
Get me started. I know. I'm so disappointed.
But we got a fake shuttle launch. No, I'm just kidding.
Was that thing real? Did that really happen?
Did you see the thing I shared today where the people were filming and there were no astronauts in the?
Yeah, I saw that. And then I saw another one where they were showing like something at 2,000 something degrees when it hits water, how it starts bubbling, and then they're like, "How did this thing that gets to 5,000 degrees or whatever not bubble in the water when it hits the water?"
Yeah, I think that they have heat dissipation. Those whatever.
I'm sure
you can touch them after they get that hot in a lot of
yeah. It's fun saying situations. It was fake though.
Yeah, it's made out of that same material that they have those thawing cutting boards where you put the steak on it and 2 minutes later it's fully thawed. Yeah. It's the same technology. That's where it came from.
But to say, you know what? To say today that mission was fake, like let's just say you took that point of view, would that not imply you don't believe the Challenger blew up in the 80s and everything? And if you're saying it's being faked today, and there's already talk about faking the moon landing in the 69 or whatever, wouldn't that imply you don't believe that happened?
Well, I don't know. You could see like it was still in view from the ground when it blew up.
Oh
so
no, I was
on the ground.
Yeah, I was with
I'm saying I think the main
so
point
bottle
of contention.
That doesn't mean anybody's on it. I think is what
Jimmy's
getting at.
Well, you're watching these astronauts come back from the moon on the news and everything. So why?
Well, I think that's a big point of contention. Did they go to the moon?
Oh, I see.
Right. All the 4K cameras. We got no cameras inside the capsule on its way in. Mm-hmm. You know what? Like the coverage of it was horrible. I don't know if you guys watched it. I watched both of them.
No.
The viewing it going out was horrible. All the videos you get of SpaceX launches and landings are in 50K, whatever the highest grade they can film them in. They look almost
they were filmed by Zapruder.
And there wasn't a lot of, even on the launch. ABC.
Is that? Are you guys picking
creation?
Up that?
A visualization of it, which was stupid. Oh, am I still there?
Yeah, you're here now. You kind of dropped out a bit.
Oh, the coverage was horrible. I thought with all the cameras, how were there not cameras inside of that capsule that we could watch?
So there was not cameras inside the capsule while the capsule.
There were, but we got nothing on the re-entry. You didn't get to see any of that. You didn't get to see them doing that. You got to see them float around and a Nutella thing float by for some. That was product placement. That was who directed this. Nutella paid $2 billion to have their product float by the camera, label up just right by it while they were.
Nothing says hazelnut and chocolate like let's open this up and hope they're still alive.
Right. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So that might be fake. Okay.
Coverage was bad. I just thought that for all the cameras that there were, for this to be such a big deal, we didn't get any of the, like when SpaceX launches one, there's all cameras around the base looking at the engines because they're testing, everything's a test and they want to know as much information as possible. You get to see all that. and of course you might destroy the cameras at some point, but you still get the footage. But you see all these things. You see it when it landed and the chopsticks grabbed it. There's high definition cameras all around that.
Josh, I
that
think
tower.
you just identified the big difference between public sector and private sector.
The government and SpaceX.
Yeah. Good enough for government work in. No. Money's riding on this.
So they're saying a landing by 2028, or by the end of 2028.
Well, they were. So I think the next plan is on the next loop around the moon to drop off a modular nuclear power plant, so that by the time they hit a landing, they're able to start setting up infrastructure.
Why don't they drop those off in every little town around the country too? While we're at it, so
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, it'll show a lot because they've had plans of this where these little modular nuclear plants, you drop the module in, you run it until it's spent, and then you pull that central module out and you dispose of it, drop a new one in, and everything's self-contained.
And you can yeet it into space. You don't have to do anything with it. You can just off the moon, 1/6 of the gravity, throw it up there, let it go.
So is Artemis, is this like the new fleet of space shuttles? Because I heard there's like a 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think Artemis is the mission name.
Oh, that's just the mission name? Okay.
The capsule had a different name. It was called something.
Well, and they'll have
Integrity.
because yeah.
Okay.
Integrity Farms. Okay, they were getting high.
Oh lordy, this is the space. We should have just done a space episode where we just go back and talk about things that happened in the 80s and in space. But there's not that much. We were just waiting for the UFOs to come, right?
We were all watching V going, I hope they're hot before they rip their skin off.
They were supposed to be lizards then.
They were smoke shows until the smooth skin comes off. And then
eating rats or mice or whatever they were eating. Freddy
Okay,
Krueger
so-
was in that. Freddy Krueger was in that thing.
Artemis is the Apollo of the, so you know, you had Apollo 1 through whatever, you'll have Artemis. It's that mission block, I guess.
What is Artemis? Is Artemis a famous god like Apollo was?
Yeah,
that is the huntress and goddess of the moon.
Oh, appropriate.
I saw a thing today too, you know, going down the it's fake rabbit hole. The woman that was on there she's actually an actress. She was in Mad Max, the new one, Fury Road, I think, the newer one, one of the newer ones.
Okay.
And you kept hearing people say, oh, these astronauts are straight out of Central Casting because they wanted to, you know, they're diverse, right? My argument's always, the real diverse is some people from 2 North American places that are super smart and super qualified to represent 7 billion people. But that she was in that movie. And then the thing I saw, and I didn't fact check it, but it was just, you know, one of those. And it said, and then she became an astronaut like while they were wrapping that movie. It was like, that's a little weird. It seems like a lot on your plate. You're filming a movie and, you know, testing 12 Gs or whatever they're doing at the time.
Well, it all depends. I mean, some of those highly motivated individuals will find different avenues. The guitarist from Nirvana got kicked out, went over to Soundgarden, got kicked out, and said, fuck it, I'm going to go soft. And, spent the rest of it. And then after he completed many missions in Afghanistan, just decided to go to a Tibetan temple and hang out there for years.
It's very Rambo-esque.
Yeah.
You know, think about that. He became SF, went downrange, did whatever, and then goes to that temple just like Rambo did in part 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least they know where to go get him when they need him to be an operator. Just go to that temple.
Yeah.
Send the colonel. Good movie, Rambo.
There's another thing I saw that was there was a movie in 2024, Fly Me to the Moon, that had Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson in, and it was about they filmed a fake backup moon landing in case the one that was actually going blew up,
Mhm.
and the name of the mission was Artemis, if I'm not correct. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh Lord.
Now,
Again, I mean,
2024 is only 2 years ago. The Artemis thing has been around for, that's they didn't come up with that the day before they launched, of course.
Yeah, yeah. BC, Artemis. It's they're not bearing the lead. This is the moon, for the love of Pete.
Okay. So yeah, the moon stuff happened. You got all kinds of chaos going around the Strait of Hormuz, or however you say that, all that kind of crap.
Swalwell's out, but for some reason Walls is still in. I don't. We
Is that
really
Swalwell guy out? I mean, I heard
He is
some.
out.
Yeah. So he
has
had
resigned.
the accusers come out of harassment, and one said sexual battery.
Mhm.
And then, so that's when he said, I'm withdrawing from the governor's race.
Right.
And then today,
The Dems turned
lady
on him.
came out and dropped, he outright raped me, choked me till I passed out. I think he
That's
drugged
right.
my drink. I had one glass of wine. And so he saw that coming and got out yesterday.
So how
And
is he still a representative then?
Oh no,
he's not.
he's resigned.
He resigned from Congress.
Yes, but wait. There's a caveat to that.
Yeah.
So Congress dismissed today, and he did not resign. He said that he
Oh, he
would
didn't?
resign. He said he would resign, but he didn't say when.
No.
So he's still So pay attention. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So you know what happens like in the
semantics.
real world when someone makes that kind of allegation and there's enough
Yeah,
probable
they
cause,
accept your
go
resignation immediately.
and they put the habeas
Exactly. They
corpus on
escort
you.
you out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ought to quit. Okay, let me go ahead and have your keys.
The
Loss
victim.
of confidence.
The victim today used the R word. She said that he raped her, and
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's
and I don't know if you know who Anna Paulina Luna is. She's from my state of Florida. She's a great conservative young lady.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome, but she apparently she has seen some medical records because she's tired of the other side saying, well, there's no evidence. There's no evidence.
Mhm.
Depositions can put people away. One deposition can put a man away for the rest of his life. And you've got several here. And then you've got medical records. You've got cell phone records. Got email paper trails. There's a lot of things pointing back to Mr. Swalwell. And he's claiming that, of course, a right-wing conspiracy. And he denies all these allegations. And his best friend is like, I had no idea. The Indian
The guy he
guy.
lived with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Ruben
live
Gallego.
together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they were roommates at one point. They've called each other best friends countless times on news places. They're two peas in a pod. They knew what was. He went to Ruben Gallego. I don't know how you say it. Gallego.
I think you're right.
Was with him, and this was a few years ago when the picture came out of Swalwell and him are riding camels in Qatar with their shirts off on some lobbyist sent them over there to fuck around for whatever
Swalwell
reason.
of Arabia.
And they got a bunch of shit for that. They got a bunch of shit for that, but they're like good buds. And if I shared some stuff in the boys, Ruben Gallego, they're asking him, well, you guys were best friends and you lived with each other. How did you not know he lived this double? And you could see the body language of
big
that
time.
guy. He
Yeah.
is scared
His
shitless
eyes
because
will
the
not
text
look at
messages are gonna come out.
If he was smart, he'd be like, I think you roofied me too. I was unconscious the entire time, sir.
Oh,
Yeah,
I heard
he said countless-
Cosby Show theme song come on, and I was out.
Sweater and
Yeah,
all.
he's claimed countless times. We babysit his kids. His wife babysits our kids. That's how close we are.
His
And
illegal
I didn't know
nanny
anything
babysits
about it.
his
Bullshit.
kids.
Dude, that was his wingman. Hey, if the wife calls, tell her I'm in Fairfax. I'm not on a
out riding
yacht.
camels.
So the latest one to come out too, and I shared it in there if you saw it, was so in 2022, he went to this yacht with the founder, the guy's name's Nick Ritchie. He founded thedirty.com, which is like a TMZ gossip site, whatever. And apparently the guy made a shitload of money on it or whatever. But so he's got Swalwell on the boat with him, and he's filming, and there must be 50 to 100 whores, you call girls, 20 to 30 years old. All yeah, and it's like a little montage of them on the boat or
Sir,
whatever.
the
It's cutting
term
from
is
scene to scene.
shipmate. They're shipmates.
Yep. Yeah, there we go. And every time Swalwell pops up in this little montage, he's wearing nothing but a robe and he's fucked up like a football bat. His eyes are closed, glossed over.
Probably
He's
just
pointing at the
seasick.
camera.
Seasick while his
Do what-
clothes
yeah, yeah.
dry. Yeah.
And then, so this guy though posted that this past Saturday. I thought it was an old clip that somebody had went and found. The Richie guy, Nick Ritchie, posted it this Saturday, and at the bottom of it, he said, "Leave Eric Swalwell alone. Leave the next governor of California alone." Eric, and had at Eric Swalwell. He's a nice guy, and then in parentheses it said sarcasm. So this guy just threw him under the bus, right? This was his buddy. So now Eric Swalwell has been fucking honeypotted. This guy that took him on this yacht with a bunch of fucking hookers throws him under the bus the day before, or a couple days before this lady comes out and says he's raped. And then then the hotel room footage of him with the hooker in his lap comes out from somebody sitting in a chair in the room. So here's what I think. This guy thought he was big time, and he thought he was just pulling ass. And people were throwing paid hookers in front of him and documenting it. And he's too stupid. He's so much of a dork. He did not realize what was happening to him. He thought he was just that, I'm that good. I'm that big. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to know. Meanwhile, there's people with cameras in front of him while he's doing it.
And before that, what was there? Fang Fang? Was that?
Fang
Yeah,
Fang.
that was the honeypot, the Chinese spy.
Okay.
That got him kicked off the intelligence committee.
Things like this happen. But I'll be honest with you, Eric Swalwell, this couldn't have happened to a more
He's a
jerkier
scumbag.
guy. This guy has hate in his heart and his eyes. You can just see it. For conservatives and Trump and Republicans, I never liked this. This guy is awful. I don't know how if
I just
ever
hate him.
worked with a Republican.
He's such a tool is my biggest. He's such a goober, but he thought this playboy. It irks me that they're
He's
hookers,
a far more
dude.
flagrant Newsom.
Josh, Google, check out what is the current Congress approval rating, because he falls under Congress. And when I say Congress, I mean both Senate, House.
It was 14.
Can it be negative?
Dude, just tell me just say a number. I just want to hear the number.
Jeremy said it was 14 yesterday. I'm seeing 16. So
okay,
call it 15.
let's be nice and say 20%. Okay, all right. So if you say 20% approval rate of something, how is it that you value that thing?
Right.
That's my question. My question is if there's a known low percentage approval rate, which inverse that, right? That means the majority do not approve of.
Think about it like this.
Right.
5-star rating. You go on Amazon and it's got 1 star. Are you buying it?
Yeah.
No,
Right.
you won't buy it.
Right.
You'll go to the next one that's got 3, right? Before you buy
Okay,
the
but
one
we're
with
talking
1
about our
star.
government, not something you
No, I know.
purchase. Yeah. So that's like, yeah, that's like getting a
But
one.
to your point. To your point, if it was a 2, no, but we accept it.
Yeah.
For a government.
Why is that? Why do we do this?
I got an answer for you.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
If we go to do a star rating on Big K Cola and Coca-Cola, there's going to be some fans of Big K Cola. But if you're voting approval or disapproval, you're going to be upset at the other side, and you're going to score it based off that. Those scores are all rolled in together.
Yeah.
I'm not upset with my side. I disagree with those other guys. That's why it's all screwed up.
Yeah, but Congress as a whole.
If you pulled the statistics out and said, yeah.
I understand something different. I understand there's a poll looking at a system, an entire system, and that poll is reflecting only 16% approve of that system's output. That's how I understand the poll. And if that's true,
leaving out red.
Then you
and
have to
blue.
understand the why.
Well, hold
Yeah,
on. Yeah,
it
it's
becomes
leaving out
tribal.
exactly. It's leaving out the red and blue. It's just saying Congress as legislative branch that represents the people.
I don't like this game.
Yeah,
Forget
this
the
whole
teams.
system.
I don't like the game.
Which, if that's true, so I asked.
And that poll will fluctuate depending on who's running the system.
So
too,
okay,
right?
Correct.
So what does that fluctuation look like? So why is it? Okay, here's the question: why is it 16? If it fluctuates, why is it 16% right now?
16 is actually pretty generous. I mean, I wouldn't say
What?
that they're so bad. I know. Compared to what it used
there
to
be like, we pay for this? We want 100% approval rate. Should it be like
You can't. It's not.
It's not gonna happen.
no.
Zero
The
defect
thought
implausible.
from the
Yeah.
people who take the polls shouldn't when they're going 16%, yeah, approval, right? When they're weighing in that verdict, shouldn't in their head, I know shouldn't strange and it's a bad word to use, but isn't it like, where is that in their head going, wait a tick, this should be 100%. Why am I answering 16%?
Here's a fun one.
What?
Okay, so when do you think the high approval level was?
When?
Yeah, what year?
Oh God, I don't know.
It's within the last.
I'm gonna
40
say
I was going to say
during,
pre-80s.
Newt
That's when I was
Gingrich.
going to say pre-80s.
90s, probably.
90s?
No, well, that wouldn't be within 15 years.
Oh, 15?
Oh, I thought you said
Yeah.
50,
I thought I said
50.
40, within 40.
Oh.
40. Okay, my bad.
So the 80s, Reagan's time.
Yeah,
Reagan's time.
that would have been when Clinton was riding the .com boom on the economics.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Just
what I'm saying,
because
too.
money makes people stop thinking.
When they decide
Good guess.
when Gingrich and Clinton came together and they passed welfare reform, and the economy was just on fire, and it was the first time Republicans had control over the House in like years, decades actually. What's the answer, Josh?
You'll slap yourself for this one. 2001, post 9/11, 84% approval when the poll was taken.
And that's how the Patriot Act got signed.
Exactly.
Right? We just shoved it right up
So,
our ass and fucked
I
ourselves.
don't know if you know this, but I have a window that bitch moves.
And so, guess what? The lowest has been 10%.
just got that.
And these are the three. The Overton.
Yeah.
The lowest, it's been 10% 3 times. 2012. I don't know what would that.
That was
Is that-
Obama.
That was
Well, that's post-housing crisis. That's
yeah.
08 to 12. Yeah.
That was 2008.
Yeah.
2012 was Barack Obama.
2022. Oh, but 2012 was that healthcare reform? Was that
ACA.
ACA? And then 2025. So that's kind of interesting to me.
And see, we're not talking about the president. We're not talking about that left and right thing. And we're not talking about the left and right thing about Congress, because you'd have to be in the constituent level to talk the left and right thing on an individual congressperson. You know what I mean?
2025 would have been when they failed to pass funding bills.
Sure.
I guarantee.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, there we go. We fixed it. Our government sucks.
Well, yeah.
It's better than the other governments.
I guess it's an example of where it doesn't matter how you do it all. It's one of those examples that you're always going to have an emotional outcome. Then that emotional outcome, I guess, affects the statistical outcome. Is that what we're saying?
If you get poop on the ham sandwich, it really doesn't matter which side it's on. It's still a shit sandwich.
Right.
Very true.
Right.
Doesn't really matter what side it's on.
I like that one.
It's a
Nice.
shit
It
sandwich.
It doesn't matter how much ham's in there.
We're all taking a bite too, aren't we?
So another little fun fact today in our government.
What's that?
Virginia just passed a bill. I think Kane saw it.
Oh yeah.
This is wild, and I don't know if it's legal, but we'll see. That's going to get sued into every which way.
Oblivion.
Virginia passed a bill that their electoral votes are not tied to how the state votes. Doesn't matter. So you could the red team could win Virginia out of highly unlikely, but let's say they did, right? Because Virginia includes Fairfax County. But let's say they did. They turned it. Well, if the popular vote went to blue, they're going to take blue. Their electoral votes go to blue, not how the state voted. That kind of that you don't need it. That means you don't need an electoral college. You're going on a popular vote basis.
Well, yeah,
for the country.
that's the whole point. It negates the electoral college entirely,
Yeah.
which on a
Yeah, I
federal level, it doesn't make sense how that they're going to be able to pull that off constitutionally.
Yeah, I think it'll get mucked up. But and there's a whole bunch of states that are trying to do it. Of course, think about the other ones: California, New York. Now, would those ever turn? Probably not in our lifetime.
Well, it's they're having enough an issue. I forget what they call it, the way they do it, where the top two candidates, regardless whether it's an A side or
Jungle
B side,
primary.
Yeah,
Jungle
I don't know
primary.
if we can say that anymore. Anyways, it doesn't seem appropriate. But yeah, they're looking at possibly two red candidates because the blues aren't picking up enough of the percentage, and they're like going, "Ooh, this has worked for us for a long time, but now we've split the party so far."
Yeah, and they're looking for ways to fix it. They'll try and pass.
Yeah,
something.
they call off a debate, a national debate. They were
like Flushing Swalwell to herd voters over to other candidates to help increase them to get to the number 1 or 2 spot. I mean, this doesn't necessarily hurt the Democrats for that election.
LARPing, man.
I would agree.
That's what this is. This is LARPing.
Sure.
This is no, seriously, I'm not joking right now. I'm saying this is certain people's version in their head of war. And how, like, us against them war for sure, because people go to the streets and like throw shit at each other and hit each other,
or just get online.
Yeah,
people online. The discourse is just fuck you. You know, we're
Not
gonna
civil.
win. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, did somebody mention toys?
We were supposed to talk about the riot for Cabbage Patch Kids, but we just
Speaking of riots,
yeah, exactly.
My mom took a black eye during the riots of 84, 83. Christmas was a rough year.
Cabbage Patch?
You know it, baby. Xavier Roberts.
So which one did you get?
I kid you not. My mom got me Kusas. Oh, it's not a doll. That's a little animal. It's a cat. I'm like, no, it's a fucking baby doll, Mom. It's a baby doll that thinks it's a furry. So this is cutting edge.
What brought this to mind, obviously, is just looking at some stupid videos and seeing people fight, riot over, I guess, ICE, J6, all that kind of stuff, right? In our recent past. And then, boom, there was a meme, and it was about Cabbage Patch riot in 83. And I was like, what? I don't remember a Cabbage Patch riot of 83. Now, I remember on the news, the news reporting that people are going crazy over Cabbage Patch Kids and some a fight at maybe a Toys R Us or something like that. But in 83,
you weren't there,
thousands of people.
I was there at Kmart at midnight.
Yeah. Thousands of people flooded stores in 83, and it got really dangerous in many areas over the dolls. So
I was too young to remember the Cabbage War of 83, but I'm old enough to remember the Beanie Baby conflict of 1999.
Oh yeah. Beanie Babies, same, right? So which one? Okay, so let's talk about those as concepts, right? So a bunch of people want and desire this object so much that they're willing to fight with people to get it, and everyone knows they're fighting for like a toy or a doll or something like that, or maybe they believe they're fighting for like a piece of gold, like a collector's items. I don't know, but
same as Pokemon cards right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they made a Schwarzenegger movie off the concept. Jingle.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
So why didn't you leave? I wonder.
I don't know.
I see Rax coming back in. Hold on. I'll get Rax right now. There's Josh. He's back. I don't know what just happened. Hey, I tell you this: the government does not like us talking about UFOs and shit. They keep getting rid of you guys. They're always pulling you off. It's the NSA with a delete button. I know it is.
So I saw a video over the Christmas holidays. It was on History Channel, Christmas Through the Decades,
Okay.
and they had a clip about the Cabbage Patch War of '83, and the video showed. I don't know where this was. I'm going to just say New Jersey or Pennsylvania. We lost Josh. Josh is back. So all these people were waiting for the store to open at midnight, and this one poor guy goes.
This is insane, man.
And then Jeremy just popped out.
And Jeremy
right?
just pops out.
And now he's back.
Yeah, I know. This is insane. Hold on. I got to push a button to bring him back on. Okay. What the hell is going on?
Oh, man. I just brought my Cabbage Patch Kid. Sorry. And I was gonna support Kane. He mentioned the Kusa, and we've got one on display here. It kind of is animalistic, isn't it? This one is actually named Fluffy.
We got a name.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelle said she named this one herself.
Oh.
Fluffy.
What's going on?
Jeremy froze.
And there's Coleco.
He is freezing, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeremy, if you're unfrozen now.
Yeah, you were looking at the name and then you froze.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the insignia. There's the name right there. But these were licensed to Coleco. If you remember Coleco, the toy company, and they mass produced these things.
There's Kane.
Now, yeah. Is Kane back? Okay.
Kane is back.
Crazy. It's a Hasbro.
Man, these tech issues kill the vibe. We
Coleco.
started this conversation.
Was that a Kusa?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. It's a big doll.
How many do you have, babe? Just randomly.
About 10 or 12.
She's got 10 to 12 of these things. Living
That's a
rent-
whole litter.
living rent free in our house.
Rent free?
Yeah.
They should
I
be.
tried to sell one or two, and
You're trying to sell them. Not, I see.
I've been told no, don't ask.
Have you ever sought out the soft face Cabbage Patch Kids, or just you've got the mass produced hard face?
So I think what you're referring to, Kane, is probably the first few batches of those things. You know, those were manufactured in Cleveland, Georgia. And those are definitely collectors. I never see them. I mean, I see a lot in this trade, but I never see those things, the original ones. Michelle said, my wife has a fake one. Where did you get it? Can I ask? You remember? Her parents picked it up somewhere, but we have I have some stories about these things if you want to hear them.
It's not a Cabbage Patch Kid. It's a Brussels sprout baby.
Well, you mean the fake one that she has? Probably.
No, it's a real Gucci.
A real Gucci?
A real Gucci.
He's screwing with you.
Thanks, man. What is it? Okay, so now this is a fake. This is a fake do-it-yourself Cabbage Patch Kid. Can I ask you where you got this? So someone made it.
She found it like they did.
Oh yeah. It was made in 1981 from someone named Lisa, and they call it Baby Brat. And this thing weighs like twice as much as the Coleco version.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really surprised that you would want this, because it probably weighs more than you did at the time, babe.
Yeah.
Got lead stuffing.
Well, it's so correct me if I'm wrong, but the mass produced ones, because if I remember right, they had a plastic head that had the yarn pushed through it, so it was all light. The body had stuffing, and it wasn't a very heavy, dense fill stuffing.
It's very tight, and also this one is a lot shorter than the other one that she.
Oh yeah, because they were a lot taller.
But in 1981, and I know all this because I lived next door to my cousin, and she's just a little bit younger than I am. and she was into all this stuff, and that's how I learned about these things. But this didn't happen until '82. These plastic face ones that you're speaking about, Ken,
Yeah.
because they decided, there's only so many we can make out of Cleveland, Georgia, out of the little Babyland General manufacturing plant. There was like 3 rooms, and so Coleco, they made video game systems, and the Donkey Kong cartridge I remember was made by Coleco, and they made several others. But they mass produced these things, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with these things, but they have a very unique scent on the face, and it's a
Yep.
scent. It doesn't seem to. It may not be as strong as it probably was when she first got it. This one is from what year, Michelle? So this is an '82. So this is probably the first run of these things that was sold at
I
a
think they were
most
designed to
stores.
smell like baby powder.
Yeah, I think that
That's
was the
kind of what
scent
it
I
was.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, like or a baby aspirin, maybe a combination. But anyway, so the question is, what's the value of these things today? I can tell you that they do have some value. I have sold a few of them. Kane, you said that your parents gave you one or
Yeah, my
bought you
mom.
one.
So my mom went and got them for my sister and I. She just wanted to have them, and that was an excuse for her to buy them. But yeah, it was a little Kusa, brown face with a little tuft of brown hair, pointy ears. Wasn't as furry all through the head as the Kusa you just displayed.
Okay, yeah, that think they had different sizes of those. Didn't they have different sizes of the Kusas, babe? Oh, so Michelle's telling me that there's something called fur skins, which were also part of this series. She's got one of those. You want to grab that? I'll look at that one. But back to the values. So my mom bought my brother and I one of these things. She didn't buy it for us to play with. Obviously, I'm not going to play with a damn doll. But
Yeah.
but it lived in our attic for 40 something years, and or her attic, and then I got it back when we moved to Florida, and I sold it, and someone bought it, and I was kind of I don't want to use the word heartbreaking, but I was a little disappointed that she opened the box and she got it. She bought it to actually play with her daughter. So I was kind of sad. I thought, oh, that thing's lived in that box for so long, and now it's ruined. But anyway, it was.
So, if
It
I
was
may, I love
yeah.
how you pointed out this thing lived in my attic for 41 years, and then you went to correct yourself. Not the fact that it's not.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
for the love of God.
Yikes.
That's it.
Well, we'll continue. So, so this is also part of the series. This is like the Bernstein Bears or something from Disney. This is also part of
Berenstain Bears.
That's right.
Bernstein is out there called.
Berenstain.
Oh,
Stain.
It's the whole
That's the
Mandela,
Mandela
effect.
effect.
Yeah.
Everybody says Steen.
I didn't know that.
Mm.
Thanks for setting me straight there. I'll probably never use
Okay,
that
here
term
comes
again,
Kane.
but it's good to know. Yeah, so this is also part. I'm looking at this. It has a fur skins button. So this was the last before they kind of like the last fling. What else can we do? Now this thing is heavy too. What year were these? I'm curious. So these were in the 80s also. Michelle's giving me a little background on these things. 83 through the late 80s. So we don't know exactly when this stopped. How old were you when you think you got this? Were you a teenager? No, you're still young in your single digits. Maybe 11. Okay.
Jeremy sounds like he's having a conversation with us.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, it's great.
So we got fur skins, and we've got a Coleco Cabbage Patch, and we've got the what is it, Kane? What is this thing called? Kusa?
Kusa.
Kusa.
How do you spell that?
Coosa, if I remember correct.
Coosa? Or is it with a K, Michelle? She's verifying.
It's okay.
It's a. She says it's a K, and she showed me on Koosa.
Yep, Kosa. Yeah, I mean, at the time, I wasn't literate, so it didn't really matter.
What do you mean at the time?
It's a broad span. I didn't bookmark
a
that.
spectrum, as they call it.
Yeah.
Jeremy, is one of those?
Yeah.
Does one of those have a soft face? Because didn't they go to the plastic faced ones?
So
Well, that was the do it yourself one that he showed.
that was the first run, but you're right, Josh. The first few years that these things came out, the late 70s through 81, they were soft faced. But people started making them. The simplicity, the pattern companies started putting out some patterns. You can make your own dolls. And my mom, she attempted this thing, and that thing was it was kind of scary. Like one arm was longer
Nightmare
than the other
fuel.
one. Yeah.
I didn't know they
My
made a
great-
Raggedy Ann and Andy one of these.
Yeah, she would.
We have
Yeah.
a family friends, and I won't use their names. African American couple, and they went down to Babyland General, and just to check it out. One of those things. If you're going by, why not? Let's plop in there and check it out. And she's looking, and and she's like, "Oh, there's a little black one, little black baby. What's the name of that one?" And they were called, and this little white girl, right? That's working there. It's like, that's a fudge baby. And
What?
and the wife goes, she's telling us the story. She's dying laughing. We're dying laughing. She goes, and this poor white girl turned even whiter after she said that to me, standing in front of her at the counter, just like,
The fudge baby.
but that's what it's called, because they still to this day use that color for skin tone.
Oh,
Even
the color
I
is
pulled it up
fudge?
on ground. Yeah, but they called and it was an all soft one with brown yarn hair, and it was called a fudge baby.
Okay.
Have you heard of that, Michelle? Fudge baby?
It's a delicious skin tone and tasty treat.
Do you work in their marketing department? Because that was brilliant.
Run it,
You
man.
should. Print it. So rioting, though, over these things.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go for the next story.
Yeah.
And so Michelle wanted one of these things, and this is in 82. And so her mom's friend's friend had a voucher from I'm just going to say Kmart or a Richway, which is pre-Target. One of those places, it was a rain check, right? Is that what they called it? Rain check.
Yep.
When she went to buy one, they ran out and they gave her a rain check like they would for any other product. So she had a rain check, but then she found one somewhere else, but she held on to the rain check. Michelle's mom needs a Cabbage Patch Kid. They can't find one. So Michelle they got the rain check, and she went and got it. So she got one then. And then she wanted another one the next year. And this time this is the rain check. So you had multiples of these, right? With the plastic faces? Okay. So the next year, she wanted another one again, 83, massive. That's when the craze is on. Okay. That's when the wars were starting. So her mom is going in a parking lot on her way to try to find one of these things. She gets in the parking lot, and lo and behold, there's one of these things sitting on top of a Ford Bronco or something. So she goes up to the guy who's sitting on the tailgate, and she said, "Got that up there? Is that for sale?" He said, "Oh yeah, yes, ma'am. How much is it?" $40. I'll take it. Sold. So she got, and they were $30 in the store. So the man, I guess, had bought one at some point and was, beating. It's like a scalper, I suppose. But
33% markup.
33%
or
markup.
just selling a stolen piece of merchandise. That's at
It could be 100% markup.
100% markup. Yeah.
I did ask when I heard this story a while ago from Michelle's mom. We called her before the show tonight, and I asked her, "Was that hot?" And she said, "I don't think so. If it was hot."
She did a lot of investigation. After
So there's
that.
a chance, is
she
what you're telling me.
and went home.
And there's even a better story after this one.
Okay.
So what happened was, Michelle now is addicted to these things, and she's bringing them over here to me. This is the second one. This one actually has a
Why
diaper.
isn't she live presenting these?
Well, we talked about that. Do you want to go live and talk about?
Let
these
her,
things?
because you're relaying twice. She could just relay it if she wants to. I don't want to be pressured.
Well, there's one more story. It's probably best that I tell this one because it's so funny. She's just not gonna do.
What's
She's
that
just not gonna do it the justice that I'm gonna do.
Oh, okay.
You
Wow.
can't tell like I can tell it.
I'm waiting for a
Mad
Cabbage
Men
Patch
over
Kid to
here.
come flying across this camera screen.
It does have to do with death. So,
Okay. All right.
so
She wouldn't do a Cabbage Patch Kid like that. It's going to be a My Pet Monster. Just a purple thing with orange chains come at him.
Is this the one? Okay. What's this one's name? Yvonne.
Annabelle.
1983. Oh, the summer of 83. Okay. All right. So this was your first one you got in 82. Is this the one that was sitting on top of the? No, that was the second one. Sorry, I can't keep up. They need serial numbers or something. So she takes this little Cabbage Patch Kid to Santa's Land. Have you ever heard of Santa's Land? You guys know what that is? We lost Josh.
Josh, we lost him. Man down. Man down.
I'll hold off. So Santa's Land is in Cherokee, North Carolina. It's
Oh,
not very-
okay. Yeah, no, I've been there.
You've been there before?
Yes.
It's kind of like a kiddie park, but they have
Yep.
some animals,
And
bears.
some small rides that didn't pass
Yeah.
any inspection. Yeah. No, I've been there.
Yeah.
I had family outside of Silva and Franklin, so
Oh,
Cherokee
sweet.
was
Yeah, that's in the heart of there. But anyway, it's this little theme park that's open spring, summer, fall, but closed at Christmas. I don't know why.
He's
But
busy.
anyway,
He's got things to do.
she took this thing to Santa's Land, and like Kane was describing there, they have all these kiddie rides because it's mainly for kids. They do have one little roller coaster. It's called the Rudy Coaster. But anyway, she took this on all the rides with her, including one of those motorcycle rides that just spins in a circle that has like those colorful umbrellas on top. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been around since the 60s. Anyway, they've got one there. She takes one on the motorcycle and puts it in the basket because it's got the little basket like that you can. You probably weren't supposed to put anything in it, but so I had some kind of loop behind the seat on the muffler. Sorry, I'm getting the facts as we talk. Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's just a little raised bar. Got it. So she kind of put it so.
Put her against the bitch bar. That's the technical term.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's a
That's
bar.
My mom also had 3 Harley Davidsons. It's called a bitch bar.
So did you have it facing you or facing out? Oh, okay. So she's like this. And Michelle's driving the motorcycle. And this thing goes about probably 12, maybe, I don't know, 6, 7 miles per hour, maybe in the motor, turning the motorcycles. And those things are really heavy. I know I've got a vehicle in my garage right now that came off a kiddie ride. Those things are super heavy. Anyway, so she's got this thing going in a circle, and all of a sudden it falls. Well, what's directly behind Michelle's motorcycle is another motorcycle. So Cabbage Patch Kid laying on the circular platform could clump over and over again. And she is traumatized. She can't do anything but you're at the
Just
mercy.
watch it.
So this
Well,
is
her
Faces
mom
of
is
Death
watching it.
pre-K edition.
And and like her mom's trying to reach to grab it, and then here goes another one. Here goes another one. Here goes another one. So I'm looking for the tire print, and I guess it kind of does have it right here. That's black rubber right there. So she said yeah. So anyway, I've known about this story since I met Michelle. So when I heard you were doing Cabbage Patch Kids, I said, I got to tell that story. There you go. Thanks, Michelle. Those are awesome.
Death of a Cabbage Patch.
Well,
Thank you for sharing your trauma. I hope there's not a lot of crying in corners this evening.
Yeah. Pulling on an ear, sucking on a thumb. Yeah.
Thanks for telling the story.
Yeah.
It's therapeutic.
I'm interested in why people riot over things like that. Like for instance, we have the benefit of time now. If we were standing in 83, we wouldn't be having this conversation like this, obviously. So we're looking back in time and you're like, okay, Cabbage Patch Kids were a thing then, but then they faded out unless you were a collector. So they don't matter at the end of the day. No, I don't think Cabbage Patch Kid has been really mentioned in zeitgeist since the 80s. You know what I mean?
My daughter's never owned one.
Though. Yeah, but we see it happen in cycles, though, and we think in that moment. Because what the next one after that, Josh mentioned one, but I think he skipped an important one.
What?
Which was Tickle Me Elmo.
Oh yeah, glowworm. Yeah. Remember glowworm?
Glowworms were about half scale.
But Tickle
Me Elmo was the big one.
Yeah.
Was the big one.
Yeah. It was okay. Let's use those examples. So I'm not singling out Cabbage Patch Kids as a thing that did it. I'm talking about humans. That Tickle Me Elmo. When's the last time that's really mentioned in zeitgeist? Of course, it's mentioned here and there. It's almost mocked. You know.
Only after the allegations of the guy who voiced Elmo.
The point is, when you're in that moment, like you're talking about, Kane, whatever reason, it's so important at all cost. I must have this for my kid, or whatever the reasoning is why you're punching someone in the face.
So if we go back to Jeremy's point, the real winner is the dude probably drinking a beer in the back of his Bronco with the Cabbage Patch Kids sitting on top of it,
scalping him.
Yeah.
Somebody that saw it, he was early adopter of the entrepreneurial scalping.
The opportunist.
That guy was probably a time traveler, and he took that $40 and bought into Apple.
Or are these moments constructed?
I think marketing companies probably try to construct it.
No.
For sure.
I'm saying, are they constructed?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't give them enough credit to be able to. I mean, because there's a lot of things that have to conspire correctly.
How do people know to want a Cabbage Patch Kid? How do you don't know it exists? Then it's in zeitgeist. How does someone know they want that so they'll fight for it?
How did 2 years ago every girl on the planet want a Stanley mug?
A what?
I don't fucking know, but they all did.
The Stanley mugs, and you paid $70 for a coffee mug. My daughter has one, and before that, it was the Yetis.
Yeah.
And my daughter just went through the Labubus. I don't know if you guys are aware of what a fucking Labubu is.
I've seen them. I've seen them in the news. I think they're demons, right? Some people say they're little demons or something like that.
But that was one. They probably have a scarcity. I mean, you make it scarce on purpose, right? And they sell out quick. Now, well, shit, I got to get there. I have to get there.
See, that's constructed. You're made to want that in that moment. That's not like an organic, hey, you know what? I grew up, I saw some people had this, and now I have my chance. I'm going to buy that. That's not an organic moment, I don't believe.
Restaurants use the concept. Some restaurants could fill up a 50 top restaurant easily every night.
Right.
But they put 15 tops in there. It's only 15 tables or 20 tables.
Scarcity.
And now it's full, and you got to stand in line, and you think you're part of something that's more important than it really is, right? You think it's
constructed.
Cooler or bitter.
Your perspective is constructed on a thing. That's what happens.
I think pre-internet and scarcity occurred in an amazing time with the Cabbage Patch Kids, because when it was Xavier Roberts still running Babyland General, and before that, before Coleco, I think Coleco identified that there was already an artificial scarcity and that there was a demand, and they said, we are going to ride this as hard to the ground as possible. Yeah. And they flooded. I don't think they were trying to have artificial scarcity. I think the scarcity already existed. And then when they opened the floodgate, it created an additional level, because once people saw, we could rush in and go grab it. Well, that's just the first wave. There's still more coming. Because as Jeremy pointed out, you got a rain check. You're going to come back. There's going to be more.
That's not a thing you get today. Yeah, that's not something you get today.
Yeah.
Oh, and $40, Jeremy? That would be like paying $130 today in the parking lot for that little doll.
You know, I was thinking about that. That's probably a bargain at that time for that season. $40.
What does an American doll cost? Isn't
Oh,
that the high end doll right now, or for the last 20 years?
expensive. My daughter has one or two.
Yeah, my
Um,
daughter never got into those. Thank goodness.
my dad, hey, you want one? He knew they were popular. You want one? I'll get you one. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
That was him. His love language was gifts. American Doll cost. Let's see. They're
Some
not
poor
cheap.
guy lost it in a poker game to him.
Yeah.
They're
Next thing you
they're
see is a Cabbage Patch Kid riding a Haro GT down the street.
they're 150 to 200.
It scales.
Yeah. The babies,
It's-
you can get the babies, they start at 90. But the tall one, the 2.5 foot or whatever, however tall this is 150 to 200.
That's
And then it's
weird.
It's like Build a Bear. Well, now you got to get the clothes for it, and all of that shit's overpriced to dress it.
Well, it's Barbie, but yeah.
So if people can be constructed to riot over a doll, that's how I'll say it. If the focus and the perspective is constructed to the consumer that there's scarcity, that you got to get it now, that this is the next best thing, that means that marketing works. They constructed that for your perspective, and you bought into it.
It doesn't even have to be marketing, though.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to one of the first things I said. I got people buying gas cans right now because they're afraid there is going to be a scarcity.
Perfect.
Nobody's marketing that. Well, the news is, but nobody's going out of their way to attempt to market that. Exxon Mobil and BP aren't marketing that.
How do you know?
Especially not for Midwestern Gas Can Company.
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a lot in play right now to raise gas prices.
Well, there are, but I just don't think that they're all conspiring together to go, we can sell gas cans.
I don't think anything happens at all without conspiracy. Meaning, I don't mean a criminal conspiracy. I mean the definition of like two or more people constructing something type conspiracy word.
I think opportunistic is a better term.
Okay,
versus conspiracy.
So what I mean is, nothing happens just organically in commerce like this. Everything is made and pushed to sell. Not, well, if it sells, it does. If it doesn't, oh, well, this just isn't selling. No, everything is. I mean, just take pharmaceutical drugs alone as a concept of how it's marketed. Okay? Think of all that marketing that goes into that to shape your perspective when you're watching TV. Think of that. All the
Ask
colors.
your doctor if Sudafed
all
is
the
good
colors,
for you.
all the speech patterns, all the tones. You hit a speech pattern. Ask your doctor if something's right for you. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Your doctor should be telling you what's right for you, not you asking your doctor what's right for you.
Yeah, I saw this thing on
Sharding
TV.
and accidental death, maybe side effects.
And which one? Tell me the commercial that shows the imagery of the true symptoms and the side effects. Not one. Not one would show that someone is in misery with scratching and this kind of stuff, and then they get other side effects by taking the pill.
A park picking flowers, like the AIDS drug. They're like they're doing dances through the park.
So I guess what I'm saying is nothing just happens; it's all constructed. If you're observing it and you didn't make it, someone else made it for you to see.
My point is, I don't think the zeitgeist is constructed. I think the zeitgeist is observed, and then somebody takes the opportunity. Then they go.
So you believe
the wind conditions are right. Take
So
the shot.
basically, what you're saying, and I want to make sure I understand this. So throughout time, on all things in zeitgeist, it just kind of happens randomly, and you observe it.
Not all things, but I think some of the bigger events.
Like what? Give me an example now. Let's go specific now.
Specifically with I don't think the Cabbage Patch Kids was a constructed moment in time.
Okay.
I think they saw that rare opportunity. They said, there's a demand. Let's push this to market now.
Okay, what was the observed demand by the people who made Cabbage Patch Kids to make Cabbage Patch Kids, knowing they were going to sell like they were and cause the friends they were? What was the observance?
I don't think they realized they were going to sell like they were. I think they realized that there was that there was a scarcity just because productivity was not going to be at that level coming out of Cleveland, Georgia. Clayco said, we can make this, we can market it. And then the demand rose and they weren't able to keep up with the production because they're like, this is
How
not
did
going to
demand
be that
rise,
cool.
do you believe? Again, how did people know they wanted a Cabbage Patch Kid?
Because your neighbor got one.
Because your neighbor got one.
Here you go. How did your neighbor know they
your neighbor
wanted one?
got one.
You're gonna work it back to how people are inspired.
You're
to
right.
go
It
buy
was the
thing.
CIA. It's always
Oh,
the
it's not
CIA.
Dude, I'm not saying it's the CIA. I'm just talking about but it is psychological
You're not
operations
saying
and
it's
marketing
not.
for sure. For sure.
I think that the story
All of a sudden, a fifth
sold it
train comes in.
itself. You got the guy who starts this, and I think it was the novelty of having a hospital where these things are born.
Oh
and
no,
she
that was
she
an
loved everyone.
amazing thing.
So
Yeah.
it is, and then so you could take the more people that knew that, the more, oh, I want one, I want one. I'm not going to Cleveland, Georgia. How else can I get one? So then I think that's what pushed the fad. Coleco saw a huge opportunity there. They needed help in Cleveland. Boom, perfect. And then they produced the things. I sold one. I was checking my records here as we were talking. I sold one. It was from '92 and it was a Santa Claus one. And I sold it for $34. And I remember it took a while for that one to sell, and it had never been opened. It was still in the box.
Yeah.
No one wants to open a little Santa Claus and snuggle with them.
So I wonder. So let's use other things that were really huge,
34.
where people didn't say riot over it and that kind of thing, because that's really what. Josh went out again.
What was the question, Jimmy?
It's not a question. It's let's talk. So the focus really is about people rioting for things like dolls and things like that. Like, you hear the word riot and you kind of understand when there's like a social issue or something and people end up rioting or class.
Well, there's
issue.
generally a level of strife,
right,
for a riot to occur.
Exactly.
Some
And
form of political injustice.
This was so fast, which is lending to my idea of this had to have been constructed and pushed along as an idea versus a let's respond to what's happening idea. Because think of the time frame. 1982-3, 1980s. How do you communicate? How does everyone know what's going on? Radio, TV, papers, magazines, word of mouth.
News.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, there were local news stories all about, what Xavier Roberts was doing. I mean, locally, but it also hit national media because it was getting popular. Because the novelty is, as Jeremy said,
yeah,
Babyland General.
So, okay,
this is
let's
cute.
take it.
So everybody goes, I want a part of that.
Run with that idea.
Run with that.
Run with that idea. Not Cabbage Patch. We already mentioned Glowworm. We mentioned Tickle Me Elmo. We mentioned whatever. Let's try and list these things that are huge in zeitgeist by demand. Probably scarcity made around it so they are so popular. And let's ask ourselves, what caused riotous kind of behavior because of those things? Are there?
Yeah, I can't see myself fighting over a doll
No.
or anything in a fucking Target. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you guys are fighting
But
over this shit? I'm leaving. See ya.
It's the mentality of groups.
Right, but list other things.
I mean, there's entire books on that.
What's another thing that we know has made people do that? Not a cause or a religious cause or a thing that make people
Black Monday.
Well, yeah,
term?
exactly those
Cyber
sales
Monday?
days. That's when you see it.
Black Friday.
Black Friday. What'd I say? Monday. That's a
You
band.
did,
name.
and I'm like,
Should be a
is
band
this?
name.
That sounds
Cyber
racial.
Monday.
I'm not sure.
Black Monday is when the markets drop. Monday.
Yeah, that was
Black
October
Friday is
29th,
when the companies.
1929.
Black
Cyber
Friday
Monday.
is supposedly when the companies get out of the red, and that's when
They
put
start to
everything
show a
on-
profit for the rest of the year.
and then they put everything on sale because hey, we're even now. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
So
But that's a fake one because those TVs a lot of times they're not discounted, but people are in there fighting each other. I mean, they might be slightly discounted, but nothing that's going to warrant you to beat somebody up over a fucking TV.
Yeah,
you
it
know? And
happens
they might
every year.
have one or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now they
It's
do
mob
They do a whole
mentality.
weekend. They do a whole week, and Amazon does like a month of that shit.
Amazon's like, you can save an extra $200 and sit at home.
yeah.
Okay, send it.
Yeah.
So I'm a little guilty of this recently, actually. Last year, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Record Store Day, but Record Store Day is
Yeah.
really it's one day in April, and the labels or whoever, sometimes the bands will do it, but they'll put out some special edition record. And there's only a pressing of like maybe 500 to 2,500. But last summer or last spring, there was a Thompson Twins for the first time ever. They're going to put the label's going to put something out. It was a live recording, and it was on blue and or turquoise and yellow records, and it was pretty cool. So there's a record store not far from here. Actually, it's a little mom and pop place. So I found out when they were going to open, and they were participating in Record Store Days. So, which means the owner of the store has put in his order for inventory. And I called and they said, "Yeah, we've got one copy coming." I said, "It's mine." But they wouldn't allow me to reserve it. So I had to show up that morning and wait in a long line to get into that tiny little record store, which is on the second floor of this bungalow. And I get up there, and a guy working there said, which album are you looking for?" And I said, "I'm looking for Thompson Twins Into the Gap Live." And he said, "Dude,"
The only
he,
one that matters, sir.
he pointed to a guy who was next in line at the register.
No. Oh.
And that guy in line at the register was not just there to buy that one album. He had a stack of them. He was holding them with two arms. So anyway, they were kind, and they managed to get their hands on another one about 10 days later, and they called me,
That's pretty
and
cool.
I did get a copy. So,
Well,
but
that's awesome. Hopefully you gave them shout outs, Google reviews, and all that kind of good stuff, and you're sending all the
I
business their
did
way.
actually. That's funny you say that because I typically don't, but I did that time. Yeah, sure did.
We accept good service all the time, and we don't think about it. But we get bad service, we will set the boats on fire over everything.
Jeremy,
just-
what was your other Google review? No, it was a TripAdvisor.
It was a
This was the murder hotel.
Yes, it's Swanee, the Ramada. Oh my gosh.
That was a good story.
It was.
We should make a video of that and make a short. That would be a great. Dude, we should do shorts with
Hey.
Jeremy's stories.
We could use one of your AI platforms and take all those photographs from the Ramada Inn
Yeah.
and put them together and
And
like,
build a
and
crime
we
scene
could,
video.
Dude, we could tell the story
Yeah.
as you remember it.
that's right.
Let's
That'll
do
be
it.
And then
easy.
we can
That'd
get
be cool.
Spooky Q, Uncle Steve's barbecue down there, and we can do a whole thing in a seance with the dead body. But
Yeah.
so listen to what you're saying, Jeremy. So I've pre-ordered stuff before. I've pre-ordered like special editions of video games. Josh, have you gone out and wait for Halo to drop at midnight on a game or something?
No, I never did.
I never did the midnight drops, but I have pre-ordered collector's editions of Fallout New Vegas. I definitely did that.
Concert
I
tickets.
pre-ordered
80s
well,
concert
and
tickets.
now in the digital age, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter anymore because you don't get a
No.
physical copy anymore. But I'm trying to think, did I ever go for a game? I don't think there was one that I ever was like, I gotta have it first day, because usually you could get it within. And the special editions, I didn't really care about. I'd get the cheapest version of whatever release. You know what I mean? The basic version. But no, I never did. Come to think of it, because I think I was playing a lot of PC games at that time, which downloaded most of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
think
No, I
did.
mean, I get it. I mean, I got all the collector stuff that came with that, and that was fun. But I definitely didn't stay out to do those things. And I think it's just people get wrapped up in the feel of it. I mean, why do people camp out for tickets for and Jeremy, if he had thought that somebody else would have been there 5 minutes before him, or clearly if he's got a stack of records, at least 30 minutes. Oh, look at it. There you go.
Yep.
Still sealed?
Yeah,
Still,
looks
still,
like it.
I didn't even have the heart to open it.
Oh, wow.
So,
But you saw a picture of what the press looks like, the colors of the
Oh,
of the
yeah.
vinyl?
Yeah,
The press they would all be different, because if it's two different colors, it's going to be
Yeah, they just put the
inconsistent,
blobs
so-
in, right? And then they smash
Yeah.
it down. It's
Smash
so
it
cool to
down.
watch that.
yeah,
But
it's not worth much to anyone that's not a fan. But if you're a fan, this was something pretty special, because it was a concert from '84 in Los Angeles, and it was when they were at their peak. And so, nothing of the Thompson Twins are done. I mean, that's a long time ago. the lead singer still goes on the road and plays like these 80s shows with other bands, but that's not gonna ever happen again. So that's why it was kind of special. And that's the first time I've ever made the effort to go buy a record on Record Store Day. And I love music, but that's the first time that I've ever done that.
I think everybody's susceptible to that getting caught up in the mob to a certain extent. I remember having that feeling waiting for that game to drop. Now, again, I wasn't going to mob anybody, and I reserved it. And Jeremy, if he could have reserved it, he would have. But I guarantee you went through a spectrum of emotions when you're like, I'm there, it's mine, let's go. And then all of a sudden, the drop when you're like, this dude over there with a crate full, geez.
And
Nobody else in here is looking for a Thompson Twins, right? Nobody in here is looking for that one album,
Yeah,
right? You're like,
that's not happening.
you know what? That other guy probably showed up and saw they had all the record store day records in like certain bins, and he probably was flipping through. Oh, here's one. Thompson.
He's going to go sit on his Bronco and hawk Thompson Twins.
Sell it in the parking lot.
And you know, I was a little ticked off
$40
because I had paid like $12 to park. You had to pay to park. It's on Santa Rosa Island, so I had to pay to park, and I still came home empty-handed. So.
Well, good clean living paid off for you in the long
But
run.
I got it now, so I'm good.
Is there something to once it starts to snowball? I want to be a part of this thing.
That's that mob psychology.
Yeah,
it's
like
the mindset of the group, and I think that's what happened with Tickle Me Elmo, because Elmo was a known entity. He wasn't new to the zeitgeist.
Right.
Elmo had been around for 15, 20 years by the time. But now Tickle Me, and we're anybody who
what was
wasn't
the
affected
allegation?
by that because we.
Oh, for the.
Oh, you're talking
voice?
about the.
Yeah. What happened with the Tickle Me Elmo guy? Didn't he?
Yeah,
wasn't there an allegation against him? Or
I haven't heard this.
Yeah,
so-
the actual voice actor who voiced Elmo, there were allegations of sexual impropriety and potentially youthful individuals.
Oh, okay. Was it ever?
But that has nothing to do with the toy. That was probably used for wildly inappropriate things, anyways, because it's Tickle Me Elmo.
Here we go. Quick rundown. His name was Kevin Cash. He was accused of engaging in sexual relationships with underage males. Multiple men, so later on in life, alleged that they had encounters with him when they were 15 or 16, which would be illegal under New York law. Now in California, they don't seem to care. Anyhow, different story. But
don't have to disclose that. Thanks, Wawa.
Yeah. All lawsuits were ultimately dismissed to statute of limitations.
Due to money changing hands.
No.
And the Court of Appeals upheld the dismissals in 2014, and he resigned. He had resigned from Sesame Street in 2000.
So charges dismissed because of statute of limitations. Interesting.
Oh, I think we lost Kane.
Yeah, we did.
Kane's like, on that note, I'm out. He said. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I was mainly interested in, is why people just get a conversation about that. Why people is there anything you can think of that you would go fist fight over while you're
toilet paper, COVID? No. Even then, I was like, you know what? I'll wash my ass. I'm not fighting over toilet paper.
How about this?
In a store.
How about this? Something happens and food is scarce.
Oh, now you're fighting.
And you're at the store and you went to get it because you don't want your wife and kid there because you know it's getting squirrely, and someone's trying to take some of the stuff you got because it's getting scarce, or vice versa. You can't find anything and you reach to take from. I don't know. Would you?
I guess
that's
your
a tough
level
situation.
of desperation at the moment, right?
Yeah.
How much do I have at home? If you have nothing at home, you'll do anything.
Yeah.
If my kid's hungry.
Yeah, your kid's hungry. You go to the store because you don't want your wife and kid over there. The stuff's going out. It's that kind of situation. Chaos has already hit a little bit.
I see it now with, I mentioned this earlier, Pokemon, which is interesting because this is just gambling for older, weird men at this point.
Okay.
Because the card, like the game, a lot of people don't even play the game. But there are a lot, but a lot of people that collect Pokemon don't play the game. They just collect the cards because you buy the pack and it's pulling a slot. You're trying to get this one card. It's like getting a good baseball card, right?
Yeah.
But so now they have these things. Stores have limits on what you can buy, but they have vending machines, and these are grown men that go to the store and they'll sit there and they'll empty the machine in front of a 5-year-old that just wants a pack, because then they get on stream and they go stream it and they what they call ripping and they rip packs and people can buy, like, I'll buy the first 10 pack, you buy in, people pool money, and then you might, if this card comes out that's worth $5,000, now we're splitting up, now everybody's making a buck, or you might get the card yourself depending on if I got the first 3 packs and you got the second, and it's scalping on this weird level. They do it with baseball cards too, all kinds of stuff.
So I wonder how
really
many
interesting.
fights were broke out over like Star Wars action figures and G.I. Joe and He-Man and that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Did you guys hear of any of that over those toys? I don't recall.
No.
any, but I'm
Well,
assuming
they weren't.
somewhere.
They weren't critical hits at the
Oh.
retail level.
Hmm.
They were slow burns. They were cult classics, but they were not. People weren't fighting for them in stores.
Fair enough.
And you know what? Boy toys. Nobody was collecting them. You were going to give it to a boy and they were going to fucking destroy it. You weren't going to own it for more. You know what I mean? It's not like now you're going to leave it in the blister pack and put it on a shelf and put lights around it and shit.
You're going to get Gen 1 Transformer that you spent, $187 on that's still in the box. And I'm never touching this now.
So Jimmy, that's an interesting point about Star Wars, because my parents bought a lot of that stuff for us when we were growing up, and I've sold I think all of it now. But you're right. I don't remember even people breaking in line to get Star Wars things. I think that there was so much of it. Kenner, especially as we got to Empire and what was that, 80, and then the other one in 83, Jedi. The toys just became, there was so much.
Yeah,
There's
so
just
many different
much.
action figures.
That
Like
is
I
a
didn't
good
get
point.
I didn't get Boba Fett, but I got C-3PO or whatever, right? There was
Yeah,
just-
different
and there-
versions too.
yeah. And there wasn't this like Tickle Me Elmo is the one. There wasn't a yellow one. There wasn't a blue
Exactly.
one. There was a red one. And
That's
it was
right.
Like, that's the
Yeah,
one you get.
it was straight up Elmo. Every one of my friends had a Star Wars action figure carrying case, whether it was C-3PO's face, the Millennium
Darth
Falcon,
Vader's.
or
Darth
Darth Vader's
The Darth
face.
Vader, yeah, there was a Darth Vader. And there was also
Yeah, clearly everybody's got their own favorite.
So right there, I mean, there was 3 or 4 different variations of a product that did the same thing. It's going to carry your figures in.
So
what,
I'm kind
what
of
happened later is Jimmy realized some of them are more rare than others, and then said,
You mean as Eric
"Maybe
realized?
this lightsaber's important. Don't sell it when I'm overseas. Fuck you, I'm selling it. Don't you do it. Fuck you, I'm doing it."
No, it wasn't like that at all. It was kind of like, what? You sold them at a garage sale.
And then you look it up on eBay 20 years later. You go, shit.
Yeah, but he sold them in what, 91?
Yeah, no. But it was one of those things that the kids who wanted them could afford them.
Mm-hmm.
There was not a shortage, and it wasn't. There were so many characters. There was enough for everybody, and you could go down an aisle right now and find Star Wars characters and go, I have no idea who the hell this is.
Well, now, so think about, so now it's hard to like go, I'm going to, and you could collect it, of course, but to think it's going to be worth anything because they make so many of them that if there's 10,000 of them out there, then it's not going to be worth anything, right? It's the ones that you can't find are going to be the ones that are worth things. But Lego does an interesting thing where they stop making lines, and you know that any set that they bring out
That
is only going to
artificial
run
scarcity.
Yeah, it's only going to run for a certain amount of time. I've got a ton of sets that I wish I had the money to buy 2, one to put together and one to put in the closet. Because now you can go on Bricklink and Brick Bay or whatever, and now it's got a whole third-party resale market. Is it in the box? Is it sealed? It's worth 10 times what it is if it's
Only
unsealed or open.
Brick grinder. Yeah, runs all sorts of.
But they constrict. This line's only going to run for a year, and there's only going to be this many sets out there. So exactly how many sets were produced, and then later on you could guess. I guess you could gauge that. So as
Whereas
a collector, you
Kenner
could
and
kind of see that.
Lucas had no idea. They're like, we're going to capitalize this as fast and as furious, so we're just going to burn the wheels off
Yeah,
all of
and
our
make a
production
ton of it.
plans.
By the
Yeah.
time you get to the 90s, toy companies know exactly what's up.
Yeah, and you're right. I was going to mention this in
Yeah.
the 90s. Do you remember Disney, what they used to do with their VHS tapes? Like they would release
Yep.
Snow White. It's a
The
limited
clamshells.
the clamshell Snow White. You can collect all 20 of them or whatever. Lady and the Tramp, Mary Poppins. But they would release them for the first time and the last time on video only. They did tell you how many copies, but you had to call that number. 19 people paid up for these things, $29.99 for a VHS tape. And now you go to Goodwill and they're 99 cents.
Yeah.
Go get the Little Mermaid with the phalluses.
Oh,
and
right.
I'm not gonna lie. There's
I have that
probably-
copy. I have that copy at my house.
As do
somewhere.
I. My wife has got almost all those. She was a big collector of all those.
Well, they all have the phalluses. They just put they put bubbles or stars over them. They covered them with something.
pasties.
It's like the
So
same
that's a
castle, but
real
they just
thing. You
covered
can
it.
see the proof of that. I always thought that was like an urban legend or something.
No, yeah.
No.
Real.
The
think
guy's
that's
like,
true.
oh yeah, here we are.
He just drawing dicks
Wasn't-
everywhere.
He was
Just-
ticked off, wasn't he? Wasn't he ticked off?
The
or something?
story was like they shorted him something or they didn't credit him something. So he
Yeah.
goes, I'm going to draw a bunch of dicks
Yeah.
in the
He
buildings.
draws dicks
I
on-
think he's just a prior service guy, and we draw dicks on everything. And that's just
Oh God, that's hilarious. That's a way. That's a great
Goddamn
way to
Wanger.
quit. That if you're leave your
And they're
mark,
not-
literally.
Nobody's going to notice it. For how many years did it take?
it's a small world after all. Yeah, but not this building back here. That thing's huge.
But that was a great little. I don't know if it was intentional.
Easter egg?
What I mean by that is, yes, but
Two Easter
that's what I'm
eggs.
getting at. So that was a great little not a marketing ploy because it wasn't that didn't
Well, the urban legend caused people to go out and try and
Bingo.
find them.
that's what I was trying to say.
They're not.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if
exactly.
this is a building. Does that have veins in it? I don't.
It's a little
Better
crazy.
copy
Is that the
too, I'm
Leaning
not
Tower
sure.
of Pisa?
Yeah, they got a curve to it. I should probably see a doctor.
Ask your
Off the
doctor.
rails, I
If,
apologize.
yeah.
Yeah.
What were we talking about before all this dick stuff?
I don't think it was priapism.
Yeah, Woody.
There's a spider in Brazil. I'm just saying.
and,
Oh
and,
shucks.
and certain pills on the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, Cabbage Patch Kids. Rioting. No rioting. So no rioting for Tickle Me Elmo, right?
Oh no, there was.
There was?
There were fist fights.
It got
Yeah.
nasty. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the next iteration. The glowworm wasn't near as big to me. Rainbow Bright was pretty big. The glowworm, but Elmo was the next real big one, and then the Beanie Babies.
What about the pony
But Beanie
ones?
Babies was just kind of a mindset because they were going for the collecting large, just a spectrum of different.
Okay,
Beanie
guys, I'll
Babies.
take you back. Smurfs.
Yeah.
Those little collector ones when we were
Little French commies. I mean, sorry.
Yeah. The little Smurf collector things. Do you guys remember those when you were real young?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little
they're
hard plastic things.
hard plastic ones.
Yeah.
So I sold. I had a couple of Smurf stuffed animals or stuffed
Did
plush.
McDonald's do a run of those? The little ones at one point?
They've done various ones of those.
I know that the glasses, the
Yeah.
drinking glasses.
I thought they might have had.
You probably have lead poisoning from that, but
Yeah,
I
don't
had-
drink out of the drinking glass. Whatever
not.
you do.
I had a couple of plush stuffed Smurfs, and they were from 1979. Well, NBC didn't pick up the show, I think, until 1980. I may be wrong
Yeah.
on the dates there. So they were out. These things were popular over in Sweden, I think, before they came here,
Hmm.
and they were given, English overlays and the cartoon and
Dub
so
it.
forth. Yeah, dubbing, that's the right word. So I had these, and they still had the tags on them, like where my mom bought them from, wherever she bought them from, Super D or something like that. But anyway, I sold them on my Etsy shop, and they had, again, one of those things that lived in the attic for 40 plus years. So I have them, I sell them to this lady, and she gets them. She left me a really bad review because she said they smell like the attic, which I clearly put in the
I'm seeing a
description.
pattern here. Doesn't the other doll smell like the attic or something too?
Pretty much everything. If you smell my shirt,
I
it
think
should smell
I
like the
think
attic.
I have solved it.
I just
Jeremy.
smell old, you know. I walk in and someone says, "I smell old people."
And menthol cream.
I love that stuff.
Do you
man.
remember? How about this one?
Yeah.
It wasn't riots, but I remember the craze around. And I think this was a McDonald's run. 'Cause some of those toys got really popular, right? The McDonald's ones that they were giving out, the California raisins for
Oh,
people
yeah,
to collect
California raisins.
the little plastic California raisins. I remember Big Josh's dad was huge into them.
Yeah.
Like that was he would eat at McDonald's every day to try and go get more.
Well, there you go. Let's talk about some brands that started around the 80s and are still going. They're not fads. They're not something that dropped out of zeitgeist. You know what I mean? Let's wait for Kane to come back on here. So let's talk about some brands that have stuck around. They weren't like just a year to 5 years and then kind of died out. And they like I'm thinking of one off the top of my head, Garfield. That brand is still going strong. I mean, they made movies about Garfield in the 90s and 2000, right?
We were just talking about the Smurfs. They actually originated in 1958 in Belgium.
Oh, there
Belgium,
you go.
okay.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
made a Smurfs movie, and I think they did another Smurf movie recently.
Oh, they've done like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm guilty. I watched the Smurfs when I was growing up. I mean, Saturday
Oh,
morning was
I
a big
mean,
deal.
No, I
that
did
was
too.
And
yeah,
I
I
believe
watched
that
Garfield
lasted.
too, but
It was an hour. I think that was a long
Oh,
cartoon. It was an
We had a
hour.
friend
Was
growing
it?
up, Jeremy. He wasn't allowed to watch it. They were, I don't know, Pentecostal Baptist,
Gargamel. Yeah,
fire and brimstone.
yeah.
Baptist.
Demons. I've
Yeah,
heard
they
this
were
as
like,
well.
nope.
Yeah.
And
Azrael
the cat's name is
Gargamel.
Azrael. Yeah.
That's right.
This guy had to wear.
Gargamel.
This guy was forced to wear long blue jeans in the pool. So that's how.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
He
Hey,
couldn't wear
this,
shorts.
this isn't the same guy that
He
got hit by the
drowned.
Mercedes, is it? Remember he got hit by a Mercedes, and he had a little mark on him. Josh,
I don't. Who is that?
there was a kid in the neighborhood, okay, that
Talking about
lived.
Paul.
I was trying not to use names, but
Oh.
so it's not him. Is who you're talking about, right?
Harry Potter. And,
I'm talking about.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the Mercedes kid. I'm talking about.
Okay,
Paul. Nobody
but
knows
di-
his last name.
But Paul's fine. You could say Paul, but didn't Paul also wasn't he always like in jeans around the pools and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
that's what I'm saying. He had to swim in long jeans.
Oh, so we're-
He couldn't wear shorts.
I bet he was a really good swimmer, though.
Yeah.
I
Really
bet he
built-
could swim better than the rest of you guys.
Built something. He could run. The dude was fast as hell. I'll tell you that.
He
So-
was. I do remember that about him.
probably-
he was fast. Yeah.
He had long pajama bottoms on underneath his
Yeah.
jeans in the summer.
Yeah.
His cardio is amazing. Yeah.
That's what
So
you hear.
no, I always heard the Smurfs. The Smurfs were communist. Okay, so you had Gargamel was the
Supreme leader,
the bad guy. All he was that. So Gargamel was the guy who lived in the castle with the cat Azrael, but he was always plotting and scheming, trying to find a way to. So he was trying to find. He was a capitalist, and they all lived in a village, and they all had their own little job, and everybody was happy to do their own little job, except for Grouchy. But that was his fucking job.
One chick.
That's it.
One chick. She was a smut. And then you had they all followed the one leader with a beard. He wore the red hat.
That's
he was
right.
Papa.
He was Papa Smurf.
Kane, what year?
Sounds
What
a
you're reading
little
here,
socialist to me.
does it say what year that the cartoon was picked up by NBC?
I don't know, but your timeline sounds about right. So according to this, the Smurfs were created by Belgian cartoonist Theo, which I'm sure I'm butchering that, in 1958, are small forest-dwelling creatures inspired by Nordic trolls living in a mushroom village led by Papa Smurf, and they are roughly 3 apples high.
Oh, I get it. Mushroom
Is this
Village
a Fuji
now.
apple? I don't know.
This is all
Yeah.
psychedelic.
Their lore revolves around communal harmony. Yeah, see, I'm not far off on that, right? Communal harmony, escaping the wizard Gargamel, and various magical fairy tale themes. Origin inspired by folklore, over 100 years old. Character and society village led by 542-year-old Papa Smurf.
542? They had to put 2 years on there?
They were very specific.
Yeah.
Can you guys name some of the Smurfs?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, hold on. Before we start,
FD.
Jeremy, it was picked up in 81 by NBC.
So, yeah, that's right. So I think the tags were at 79 that I had. So one of the toy companies had already had the Smurfs on their radar and brought them over. And they were
because they weren't
marketing
calling it Smurfs overseas.
What were they?
They went with a different name.
Yeah, in Spanish, they're pitufos.
The Smurf and Durfins.
Smurf and Durfins, yeah.
Smurf and Durfins.
No, seriously, in Spanish, they're
it was
pitufos. Pitufos. I think that's how you say it. Pitufo. Look
They
that up.
have a
if you
word
want.
for Smurf. I figured it'd just be Smurf.
Yeah.
Smurfo.
Well, it was Shirthrump, which Shirthrump, which was literally, that was part of the day. Jokingly used that term to replace all the other terms. Oh, can you give me the Smurf juice? That would be Smurfy. Hey, that could you Smurf me up a little? And but they use Shirthrump.
Oh.
I have a quick question
Right.
about the
Belgium.
Smurfs. Quick question. All right, there's one chick.
Yeah.
Papa Smurf's 540.
She's busy.
Yeah,
Very busy.
Who had all the Smurfs?
Yeah, how are Smurfs made? Did they ever tell that story?
They're turning the frogs gay.
They're turning the frogs gay. I'm kind of retarded.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of retarded.
That when you break it down like that, that's if you really start thinking about where do Smurfs come from? And you mean there's only one chick and all these dudes? I think I know where the Smurfs come from. That's
asexual reproduction. You were paying attention in biology, sir.
Is that
Good
what
for
happens
you.
with Smurfs? They split. Or maybe they're like gremlins. Maybe you get them wet and they.
Did you ever notice that NBC?
Maybe they're like sunfish, and there's only one female, and when she dies, one of the guys turns into a female.
Are you telling me in nature that male transitions into female?
I don't know if sunfish are natural because they're pretty fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But that's a thing.
Okay. All right. You just gave a bullet,
I absolutely.
What were you
Feel
gonna say,
free to
Jeremy?
research that. You're
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
making this shit up. I don't know if that's real. Yeah.
So I was just gonna make a point that when NBC rolled out this TV show, that they voiced Smurfette. Did you ever notice she had a really raspy
Yes. Yeah.
voice? Do you
Yeah.
remember that? She
Yes.
did. She had a very raspy voice,
would
almost like
too.
a Peppermint Patty.
And she
type.
had Betty Davis eyes. Well, I'm sorry.
She was very girly. Like she's feminine, but she did have that really raspy voice, and she seemed to latch on to everybody. There wasn't one Smurf that she avoided that I can remember.
So is that what they were trying to show in this communal thing? So to your point, Kane, communism is the way. It's all happy, right? Like they're portraying, and the evil wizard is capitalism. That's bad. You don't want capitalism.
He's always coming up with a new scheme to make
we
it
share
in the
everything.
world. He's always
that's
including our smut.
That's a little rough. I didn't get that as a kid when I was watching it. I really didn't. I just saw a bunch of little blue animals
were
being
hiding the
chased by a
ball.
cat all the time. Yeah.
And then he had a nephew in later episodes because.
And how horrible is that cat not to be able to catch him? Think about that. How bad is that? Why did Gargamel keep the? It was Gargamel the cat. Yeah, Azrael's the cat.
Gargamel.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Why did Gargamel keep a cat that never catches Smurfs? Never saw that episode. Leave it to me.
Why were there not any other people? So there's one person,
Yeah,
Gargamel,
one
in this
dude.
universe.
Oh no, there were a couple others. There'd
Were
be other NPCs that would pop up. Gargamel, if I remember correctly, had a nephew.
A new generation of hate.
I see.
Hating the commies. Are we dying out here?
I had an answer to your
Gargamel's nephews are a trio of unnamed characters, triplets, who appear in his first comic book story of the same name. Let me see. Gargamel has two cousins. I am not pronouncing that. One of them was close to Gremlin, though. So good call, Jimmy.
Gremlins. It's always Gremlins. Jeremy, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, you had asked about 10 minutes ago, what is something from the 80s that's still carrying on today that didn't go away? The first thing that comes to my mind are the My Little Ponies. Those are still pretty popular today as they were.
Are they?
They are very popular, yeah.
Well, I mean, so I went through the arc, of course, of having the little girl, but my little girl's about to she's graduating from high school now, so I don't get to see that as much in my spectrum. So that's still hitting, huh?
It's still hitting. I mean, we don't have any for our child yet, and we probably won't get into that. But she does have a repro of a Rainbow Bright. You had mentioned Rainbow Bright, which I really don't have a memory of. I know who it is.
My sister, that was right in my sister's time. She had Rainbow Bright and glowworms, and I had Transformers and He-Man.
I just remember the commercials.
Was Rainbow Bright a cartoon or a comic strip? It was a cartoon.
I don't know if there was a comic that went with it, but it was a cartoon.
I confused that one with the Strawberry Girl.
Strawberry Shortcake.
Yeah, that one.
That was Strawberry Shortcake came first.
That's another one that's still going. I forgot about that one, but that came out of
that one's morphed around.
You would think the Slinky would carry on. It's a very easy toy to manufacture and play with.
I wonder how
that
hard
requires kids to be able to climb upstairs and do that repeatedly without additional entertainment.
You just hit something, Kane. The more you go through time, the less active children would be. Toys are going to be docile as the timeline goes on, right? Like video style, like no lawn
I can
darts.
watch a cartoon. Well, I can watch a cartoon of Strawberry Shortcake from 1970 some odd, and I can watch one from the mid 80s, and they're still producing cartoons of that. Nobody's got a Slinky cartoon.
No,
I don't know if we could optimize and make that happen. But
what about Lincoln Logs? How about a cartoon about Lincoln Logs? That'd be riveting.
There you go, Tinker Toys and Lincoln Logs,
or Legos.
Imagination in action.
But they made movies about Legos because they made the little people funny, and made them animated, so brought them to life.
Because you were able to sit back and watch somebody else use their imagination.
Yeah, that's right. They showed you the perspective.
And you said, that's enough for today.
That's exactly what I said.
My daughter got an awesome gift for Christmas talking about active toys. So it's called the NEX, the NEX. And basically it's a little box and with a camera, and it's got a bunch of basically apps on them, little games, right? And it's just like you could play what are some of the dumb apps? Fruit Ninja, where you slice the fruit or whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to stand in it and it sees you kind of like the Wii, right? The Wii used to do, but you had to have the controllers for the Wii. This thing, you don't have to hold anything. This thing just maps you while you're standing in front of it. And you're every game on it is a constant activity, whether it's dancing, jumping, running in space. They do it like a Mission Impossible laser thing. You got to dodge the lasers. And she'll do that for, 10, 20 minutes with her friends and stuff, because you can get two people in the screen and start doing it and it's a contest. Beats the shit out of them. It's awesome, right? Instead of sitting there with a controller like me playing a video game on my knees, cursing.
Well, Xbox had a version, Xbox Connects.
I had it. It sucked.
Yeah, because there was nothing for it. I'm like, okay. It came with the setup I had, so
Yeah, yeah, I had it too. It's my I liked the idea of the hand gestures to control it, right? Because you could press and select things, but it was just so clunky at times that I was
yeah.
like, but this Nex is pretty whatever software it's got in. Like I said, it's probably 4 inches by 4 cube, and you just plug it into the HDMI and go. And it's a
Cool.
really cool toy for younger kids to if you don't want them sitting there watching dumb fuck YouTube channels.
That's where the education.
Tommy
is.
Smurfs. I mean,
Right?
whatever.
I did do a little research on that. The guy that did it, because people have said that for years. He said he wasn't political at all. And the way the Smurfs were, the story is, and these are all built off of what old Belgium, what do you call them? Old
Folklore?
tales,
Like
Folk stories.
folklore.
Yeah.
That, Papa Smurf was alone in the woods, and Smurfs are delivered by a stork.
Yeah,
Usually,
as a matter of fact, there was Baby
delivered.
Smurf, and they delivered it by stork.
That's right.
So
Yep. Forgot
they
about
did
that.
cover that.
It said
they-
it never
they-
went
they-
into how they were like created, just that they were brought.
So how did they get the ratio of one girl though? Like if
I
a
don't know where the
stork is
stork's going to
randomly
pick 'em
bringing
up
them,
from.
wouldn't there be more females? I love busting shit up like this. You know?
Prenatal fatality. It's
Yeah.
horrible rate.
The female species, the Smurf species has a genetic.
No, it's
mutation.
even darker than that. Papa Smurf's running an underground. He's diverting all the females to the Transformers and GI Joe and He-Man and stuff like that. He's the
Well,
Epstein.
I mean, it's bad
Papa
enough.
Smurf
that
is the Epstein.
The stork didn't know what to do. All the babies were being born blue, and that stork's losing its shit because it's not a doctor. It's a bird. I mean, what is it going to do?
So where's the stork bringing the Smurfs from? Heaven?
Exactly.
I mean, I know the
So,
stork story
Cleveland,
for
Georgia,
human kids.
Baby Lane General.
I'm curious where the Smurf stork brings its babies from.
Smork.
Smork. Are that they make sporks? No.
No, but that reminds me, there were those things. What were they called? Snorks?
Snork.
Oh, yeah.
Snorks, which is basically a Smurf with
Underwater.
a snorkel,
Yeah.
which
right.
didn't help because they never went up to get air. They just stayed underwater the entire time.
Yeah, why did they have a little snorkel? Yeah. I'm calling bullshit.
I'm gonna write a
That's right.
stern letter to somebody.
Yeah. Like that coyote could never catch the Roadrunner with all that
He
technology.
did eventually.
Is that how it ends? He catches the Roadrunner? Is that
So he finally catches the Roadrunner, and as his usual form of communication, because Wile E. Coyote does not speak, but he holds up a sign.
okay?
And the sign he holds up says, "And now what?"
Oh.
So, but that doesn't make sense because he always put the neckerchief around with the fork and the knife like he's going to eat them. Remember that?
Yes.
That's a good point.
There were like 9 rules that when they wrote the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons that they always had to follow. It was a very constrained approach, and they were very disciplined in how they wrote their storylines, which is pretty interesting. That's something to go down at some point in time.
Well, I
going back
wonder.
as far as
I
that
wonder
show
what child ever sat there going, "I wonder why he's chasing him. He's trying to eat him."
Do you
Well,
want to
yeah.
know how he caught him?
No, how?
ran through a tube.
Run through a set of tubes progressively smaller. The Roadrunner comes out normal size, but he comes out much smaller, so he lets him catch him. He
Yeah.
allows him to catch him.
Sounds like we're woken this story up a little bit. That's what it sounds like to me.
But when did that happen, Josh? What year was that?
1980.
I don't-
Soup or
1980.
Sonic was the name of the show.
Wow, I don't remember that. I don't remember he caught him.
Yeah, I
was
wasn't
a
making it up.
segment from the
Nice.
It was a segment from the TV special Bugs Bunny busting out all over.
Did you guys watch it when you were kids? Did you see that episode?
I did.
You did? Oh,
I don't remember that episode.
I
I
don't
liked all the
remember.
other ones, of him blowing up.
yeah.
Good stuff. Then they couldn't show him falling off of mountains. Then it got silly at one point. They quit doing the slapstick You know,
It got silly at one point.
well, I mean, no,
Yeah.
I mean people.
Yeah.
People got silly, not the cartoon. The cartoon
Bugs
was great.
Bunny, Roadrunner. Bugs Bunny. My all-time favorite Bugs Bunny is the one with the square dancers, the Hatfield McCoys. You know that one? He does the square dance.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I love that. That's my favorite. Yeah.
I still love the with Elmer Fudd and Daffy, duck season, rabbit season, duck season,
yeah.
rabbit season, rabbit season, duck season. Because I have done that at least twice in my life to people.
Yeah.
Where they were arguing aside and they're just so wrapped up in it. And I'm like, okay, throw it back at them. And they turn on a dime. I'm like, okay, you
The
win.
brain just automatic.
Oh yeah,
automatically
yeah.
makes
We're,
sense.
we're adversarial, not
Yeah, you're not on
conversational.
principle.
Yeah,
I was supposed to hang a left at Albuquerque. Isn't that one?
That's
of his
a good
lines when
one.
he pops up?
That one and the opera
I was headed
one.
towards Walla Walla, Washington.
The opera singer guy, where he's
Oh yeah.
that's killed. There's a brand that hasn't died out that's probably just as strong. Bugs Bunny.
I don't know that it was just as strong. It's seen some pretty strong peaks. I think it's in a lull.
Well,
But the WB stores aren't hitting the way they were in 1995.
Gotcha.
right. But Six Flags, the chain,
Kept
they
it-
still
kept it.
invest with
With
that,
Warner
and-
Brothers.
and they
Oh, yeah.
keep renewing every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it actually that started out at one park, Marriott, the hotel chain. They used to own an amusement park called Marriott's Great America, and that was their characters. They licensed with Warner Bros. For those characters. Six Flags
Huh.
acquired that park and said, "Look, we're kind of all over the place with these characters. I mean, they had Pac-Man at some parks and DC and some other ones, but they all agreed everybody likes Bugs Bunny." Well, so they thought, but so they've invested a lot of money into that branding for their kitty lands anyway.
So
What
this,
was the? Didn't they go like the Animaniacs and you had the little Bugs Bunny, the little
Yeah.
wasn't it a female? It was a female
Tiny
bug.
Toons.
Tiny Toons?
Tiny Toons, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That was a
Tiny
good
Toon
run.
Adventures.
They were good.
Animaniacs was awesome.
They were.
I think
It
we have
was
the whole
they
box set.
Animaniacs back, but it was not the same.
Yeah.
We've got the whole original box set. Yeah, on DVD.
I have
somewhere.
got every one of the Animaniacs toys that came in the McDonald's Happy Meals packed up somewhere because I was working there in the 90s when that happened, and the Flintstone glass like tusk.
For the movie.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Those mugs. I've got a couple of those. Pretty cool.
Yep. I think there's a set of 5 or 6 of them. I've got at least one of each, maybe a duplicate somewhere in there.
So this K-pop Demon Hunter thing that was a big sensation over the last, 4 or 5 months? Something like that? 6 months?
A year.
Year?
or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that going to fade or is that going to last?
Well, the way the story's written, it's a cool story the way it's written because Reagan got into it and I watched it. The music's fun. It's good.
Oh, it's
They're
good music.
actual. It's
Yeah.
an actual K-pop 3 girls that are fabulous. And their English is so good and the way they sing, it doesn't sound K-pop-ish, I guess maybe. But the way the story's written, it's these 3 girls protect their singing protects the civilization from demons that are always trying to get there and take over people.
Well, you got to have them around then. They can't fade away.
Well, and it talks about they're from, and it shows in the original in the movie. And it talks about the 3 that came before them, and it was like, and they were dressed differently in like the 60s, 70s style, whatever. So they have a way to carry this thing out and do different. They can go 1,000 different directions.
Are they implying that perhaps I'm going to use 3
There's generational,
famous, like Supremes, and they're the next, and then comes who's Beyonce's group, the 3.
Destiny's Child.
Destiny's Child. They were pretty huge, and now these are like. So are they implying that that's like a cycle, or and that
Something
just
like
comes.
that. Yeah, but they're needed to create this dome with their golden voices that
Why can't it be like
protect it.
groups like Whitesnake are passed from from the 60s to the 70s, the 80s and 90s, and just keep going? And then rock just
Come to
started
find out, Deep
You
Purple
could
was here to save us.
Yeah.
you could do that. Would be funny. You could do it. Remember the MTV? What was the Liquid television? Was it Liquid TV?
Liquid
Television.
television,
There's
yeah.
a liquid
TV.
television. Yeah.
Was that the
Aeon
one that
Flux
had?
and everything.
Yeah.
Oh
The
no, they
Max.
didn't have this one. I'm thinking
Beavis
of
and
the.
Butthead came out on Liquid TV, I think, didn't it?
Yep.
I'm thinking of this is going to be Comedy Central, Adult Swim, where they've got the hardcore like rock band. It's like a Metallica, Metalocalypse. That was a good one too.
Oh, so a cartoon already exists like that. I take it. Do they say?
Yeah, I'm not sure what
same thing?
their thing was. They lived on a spaceship.
Oh,
Death Clock.
The show, yeah, the show is great.
okay, I'm gonna check this out. What's it called?
Metalocalypse.
Metalocalypse. I'm gonna check that
That's
out.
funny. All right.
Well, are we? Did we get to the end of this Cabbage Patch bullshit? I mean,
From Cabbage Patch to Metalocalypse.
Yeah, that's pretty long journey.
I don't.
And
Persians. Will we see that again?
Yes.
Will we see, for
Because
toys?
people exist.
Well,
And
but I mean for like a plush toy. I don't know if we'll see, like, because kids are everything's digital. They would rather touch the screen and dress it in the little digital.
Is it the kid? Is it the kid who the kids are the ones going to the stores?
True. Yeah, I guess if the adults are conditioned
It was
enough to think.
it was a bunch of moms going ham in a Kmart for a Cabbage Patch Kid. It wasn't the kids, and for the most part, it wasn't the dads.
Yeah, but not because
Tickle
they
Me only
wanted
got
it.
the dads in because they realized they needed somebody to throw some bows.
They wanted it to give to their kid. But that's what I'm
Correct.
saying. Are the parents now, they're going to go, my kid doesn't even play with dolls, right? My kid plays Minecraft. Will that take away some of that?
They're gonna go
instinct
get a
to know?
plush creeper or whatever.
Right?
They're gonna go get a plush
So
sexual predator because their kid plays Roblox. I don't know.
So my kid is, she's pretty young. She's not quite 2 yet, but every time she sees a plush animal, we were in Cracker Barrel the other day, and they've got like a big, they had a big Easter bunny rabbit, and she comes up to it and she grabs it and hugs it, and she wants to kiss on it. I mean, it's just
So
so.
And then you had to buy it because that's cute as all get
now
out.
drooled on it, and yeah,
Now you own a Cracker Barrel.
Actually, it didn't come home with us, no, but someone else gave her one. So,
Okay.
but she carries around this little cat. I don't see it now, but she must have it. But there's a little cat. It probably cost $3. Someone gave her, but she loves that thing. She has to have it.
So
Like
here's the PSA I'm going to launch into. And I explain to folks because everybody always wants to know what they can give for Toys for Tots. Okay,
I've got a million unused plushies.
Yeah, new, unused. There we go. But some of these kids are very young. A plushie from 0 to mid-teens sometimes, depending on the subject matter or the person. Okay. And some of these kids, they may have to leave in the middle of the night. They can only grab 1 or 2 things when they have to go. Plushies cover a very large spectrum of things, and they're not expensive. So, to your point, Jeremy, that will be your daughter's world for a while. And that world, that while to your mind is going to be a couple months to a year or two. In her mind, that is everything.
Yeah, that's true. Michelle and I, one of our first dates we went on was we went to Six Flags, and they have that game where they've got a pedestal, and you've got three milk cans on it, and you throw the beanbag, but you have to knock the cans not only down, but they have to fall off the pedestal.
Right.
Well, I did it on the first try, and they gave us this giant snake, and it was this plush snake. It was massive, but that thing lived in our house for years, and I regretted it. And
When did you do it during the date? Because you do that right when you walk in. You're like, fuck. I gotta
I
carry
have
this
Yeah,
around
yeah.
to work.
It wasn't at
I
the
gotta
end
go
of
get
the
my
day,
hand
right?
stamp, put this in the car.
Yeah.
This is before, probably right around the time they first started adding lockers. So you still had to, cross over the train,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
seat of the car, put your animal over there, and hope that nobody takes it. Which it didn't happen, not for me. But anyway, it's a balancing act you have to play. Or if the attendant is nice, they'll say, "I'm going to take this and put this over here for you." But this thing was so big, I hated to ask someone to move that thing for us. It was
What
so
you
big.
do is you walk around and find the kid who's being the biggest asshole. And right in front of his parents, go,
many.
here, this is for you. And run away.
There's
Just
too many.
get out of there.
Put a layer of honey on it so they get sticky. Yeah. Well, we learned a lot tonight. We really did.
Did.
Yeah.
I think we solved a lot of problems.
Saw all of them, I think we solved. Yeah. Well, I guess we have to thank the chat that's not here now. Hey, thanks, chat, for being around. And don't
Thanks,
forget
chat, for the questions.
Yeah, and don't forget to come back next Tuesday, which we may or may not be there, but you come back next Tuesday. And
Sporadically.
and don't be in that
We
chat as
will
well.
let you know when we're there.
Yeah, I know. Hey, we're gonna build a great community. Hey, we'll fucking tell you when we're showing up. All right, you don't worry about it. You don't worry about what time it is. You just show up and we'll be there.
You just shut your mouth when you're talking to me. What? No.
And Jeremy, we didn't get one from you tonight.
Didn't get. We came close. We came close.
I tried. I tried to reel it back.
I want to
in. If
close
that's the goal,
show
I will.
on the phrase.
Okay.
But it has to be.
It's got to be organic.
Organic.
It has to be organic.
I know.
Yeah.
You can't just go.
Otherwise,
No.
it doesn't.
We can be there.
I mean, if we stick around for about 3 minutes, we can make it organic. I bet.
Yeah.
If we try really, really hard, we'll make it organic. If we frame it, if we focus perspective hard enough, Jeremy, even you would buy another Cabbage Patch Kid.
What he's
I would
saying
buy-
is we would have to cross the streams, but we could make it happen.
You never cross streams, sir.
But Ray, you should never cross the streams.
Like, bad how?
Is it right there?
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Watch us again. Good night.